welcome back to another episode, take 2 of Between Sundays in the Lake.
Must be an echo in here.
Yeah, we know.
It's almost like we've done this before.
Thankfully, it's only, 30 seconds worth of talking, so
we didn't get into the
best question that
the
we
best
lost
question
in
ever
Yeah.
that Jordan lost into the ether.
Hey,
Everything happens for a reason.
Blame the tech. Listen, you don't like Apple, blame Apple. Like, that's what happened.
Oh, I blame Apple for a lot of things. I am not. What's the
Not the
latest into
device.
that?
It's not the user, but the device, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's never the operator.
No.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna do anything that
Not the
has
guy
a.
behind the keyboard.
I'm not gonna
Never.
do. I'm never gonna trust anything that has a half-eaten piece of fruit on it.
Ooh.
Seeing as how that's
One
how.
bite, too.
That's how. Yeah. Seeing as how that's how sin entered the world.
So,
That's a coincidence.
originally...
yeah.
Do you ever
Go ahead and explain it however you want.
No. That's all I was about to say. Remember when the logo used to glow? Like, it used to light up?
Yeah.
Yeah, back when it was, like, the
No.
best part of Apple was the fact that it glowed,
Yes.
and now it's just a super reflective
Yeah.
crap. You know Mega Man?
Can't say I do.
Really? I would be
Mega
surprised
Man
if
or
you
Mega
don't.
Mind?
No, not big hair, not big
Oh.
blue head dude.
Oh.
That Will Smith or Will Smith.
Yeah, Megamind. That
Fair.
was. I remember
was
that.
a
Yeah,
movie, yeah.
no, Mega
was
Man
funny, it
was
was
it was a property that was popular by the time like Pokemon was when we were kids.
Okay.
I had a Mega Man sticker.
I remember
on,
Mega Man.
Do you remember Mega Man?
I remember seeing him.
Okay,
He's a little robot-looking dude, right?
Yeah. I had a sticker of Mega Man here with his arm blaster up. Oh, and
I know
the
what you're
blast
talking about,
was the apple.
No.
Yeah, I loved it.
okay.
It's on my old Mac that I don't think I have anymore.
Boy,
I think
that's
I turned it.
nerd
Wasn't it
stuff
like a
right
boy?
there.
It was
though?
very much nerdy, huh?
Wasn't it like a boy that was inside inside the robot? Like
No,
no,
that was
that's
Max
Ash.
Steel, buddy.
I love Max Steel.
Oh, okay.
But
People hate
you-
on that movie. I like that movie. I thought
Remember
it was
the
good.
old claymation? Not claymation, but the old like 3D show of Max Steel, like way back when. Oh man, I always used to watch that before school, like every day.
was in
Astro
high school
Boy is what
when
you're
that was
thinking
on,
of.
Wasn't the Iron Giant? Didn't he have like a? No.
Iron Giant is just a robot.
Yeah, but he had.
Iron
fingers and
Man
everything.
is
He
a
didn't
real
have,
person.
Like,
Yeah.
Like a blaster out of his arm.
Yeah. Which
Iron
I mean,
Man had blasters everywhere.
yeah.
Okay.
Which if you don't know the true story behind or the inspiration behind Iron Giant, you should look into it because it's definitely an interesting story for sure. Yeah. It has nothing to do with what we're talking
It's
about
not a
today.
true story.
Let me get right.
No, not true story. No. Long story short, the writer or the creator of Iron Giant, I think his mom committed suicide. So I won't say the ending of the Iron Giant movie for spoiler, but it's been 30 years.
That's 30 years ago. You can
right.
spoil the ending.
The movie was written, and this if I remember correctly, the movie was written as a way for the writer to cope because the Iron Giant sacrifices himself at the end. So the writer used it as a way to kind of cope with the depression he experienced and the loss of it's either his mom or his dad. One or the other. But yeah, it's a great movie. It's a phenomenal movie. It's animated, so if you guys haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Wall-E was good too.
Wall-E's also a great. I love robot stuff.
Yeah, I liked iRobot.
I also love iRobot.
Well, here's the problem. This is actually leading into what we're going to talk about anyway.
Beautiful.
but here, let's. So I told Karl I had a question. So just because I'm curious to see. Actually, it's kind of like it'll end up being 2 questions. Okay. First is, what is your absolute favorite fast food restaurant?
I was getting ready to answer favorite movie because we're talking about iRobot and everything.
No, because I can't narrow those down.
That's fair. Mine is a robot movie, though. By the way,
What you consider fast food?
just we were talking about it. Yeah. Were you going to say something?
No.
Currently, I'd probably say Culver's. I grew up with Burger King, though. I was always a BK kid. Yeah.
I'll probably say McDonald's.
BKDs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, if I'm going to pick one around like that's here,
Sure.
right, I'm going to probably go to Burger King.
Yeah.
Okay.
However,
But
my favorite fast food you cannot get
Get
here,
here, okay.
which is In-N-Out.
I've never had In-N-Out.
In-N-Out burger, oh, dude, it's so good.
I've heard nothing but rave
Oh,
reviews.
bro.
Incredible
Bro.
reviews.
okay.
Yeah.
So I heard this.
They have the animal style fries, don't they?
Huh?
Isn't that In-N-Out? Animal style fries or animal fries? Some of that?
Animal.
Oh,
fries.
think
Animal
so.
style fries. There's
No.
like a sauce or something on it. Maybe I'm thinking of
I
like
don't know.
something
I
else.
just had a straight up.
No, I might be
bacon
thinking of Jack in the
cheeseburger and
Box.
some fries.
That one might be thinking of.
But it's cool because on the on your hamburger wrapper, they've got a verse on the bottom of your fries. There's a verse on the
Do
bottom.
they
of your cup.
really?
There's a verse. Yeah.
Oh, God bless them.
Verse, like
yeah,
a Bible
like a
verse.
Bible verse. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But they are good. Those burgers are
Animal
good.
style fries.
In-N-Out,
yeah, animal style fries.
Yeah, I don't know.
Animal style.
I
Yeah.
didn't see those. All
It
I remember
consisted
seeing was-
of French fries topped with melted cheese, grilled onions. That's why, and
said
the
straight up
chain
French fries.
signature spread sauce, which is $1,000 dressing.
Oh, it's kind of like, what's that thing in Canada that they eat with the fries and the gravy and the cheese?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bouillon? No.
It starts with a P, I think.
I don't know. I just like French fries.
Me too.
Like, and here
Canada
I'll say
fries.
this:
Way more than tater tots.
if you can,
Oh, poutine.
Poutine, yeah.
Yeah.
if you could go
It's a Canadian thing, right?
like this would be a
Or New
perfect
England.
world, right? And that's the hard part. Like I don't know. I guess Burger King's my favorite, but if I could go,
Burger King burger, McDonald's fries.
no,
and the-
Wendy's burger,
Okay.
McDonald's fries.
Okay.
Now I don't know if this goes for everywhere, but the Burger King in Inverness has the best Coke ever.
So I think
Like,
McDonald's has the best Coca-Cola. Like they do something
I
totally
don't-
different.
90% of things at McDonald's I don't include as the same category as most everything else.
As in, like it's top tier, like it's out of.
I don't want to say it's top tier. It's just in a different category.
Now,
Like McDonald's fries, they're not fries that you categorize with everyone else. It's just McDonald's
McDonald's
fries.
fries. Okay.
McDonald's Coke, it doesn't go with everyone else's Coke. It's just McDonald's Coke. You know, like that's just its
yeah.
own
I don't know.
creation abomination. However you
So,
want to put
but
it.
I saw this survey the other day just popped up that, and I want to see if y'all consider this fast food.
Okay.
The number one fast food restaurant that they came up with was Starbucks.
What? Never.
That's what
Do
they
they
defined
have-
it.
They have food.
They
They
do.
have- food if you
breakfast
wanna pay
food,
for
like
it.
bagels, food, stuff like that. But it's
And
expensive, like the drinks. Like it is not.
It's like $7 for like a.
First of all, there's far more people that eat burgers than like avocado toast. So like they can't even. You know what I mean? Like you can't even get to that level.
Carl went
Of,
straight to the avocado toast.
but you can't
He
even measure
said
that.
burgers, basic white girl.
It's like apples and oranges. Like nobody.
Yeah.
Like just the consumption of burgers far supersedes like avocado toast. So like you can't even get to that.
Yeah,
Well,
level.
you can get a
that's
bacon,
silly.
egg, and cheese croissant at Starbucks, but it's usually like
Who's
a.
going to lunch for that?
Well, no, but you
for
get breakfast.
Yeah. No.
Far more
And if they say that because there's a drive-through,
That's
Sonny's
what it is.
also has a drive-through.
That's
no
what-
one
that's what they
categorizes
based on
Sonny's
is
as a
drive-thru,
fast
and
food
I'm like, well,
restaurant.
wait a minute. Like, no,
Pizza
no,
Hut
no,
had a
no.
drive-through at one point. No one's
not
considering
fast food.
Pizza Hut a fast food
No,
restaurant.
absolutely not.
No, that's stupid. Absolutely not.
That's-
Yeah, no.
no.
No. There's
I will
plenty.
not listen to anything that survey had to say.
No, I don't believe anything that survey had to say.
Yeah, none. I wouldn't say that at all.
But you want to know? I sound like Paul Harvey here. You don't want to know what makes me mad. You know what makes me sick?
Fast food's not fast.
No. Well, when I'm in the fast food line, or like I'm at McDonald's, is famous for it.
Oh.
Could you pull forward, please?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, and
My father-in-law
listen,
says no.
I will.
He just
I
sits
will.
there.
If there's a bunch of, if there's a,
I was so nervous when he said that. I'm like, we're
If
gonna get
there
shot
is-
out from the like they're gonna shoot us from the McDonald's window. Like
if there,
Yeah.
like there's,
Like, we're
if
not
there's a
allowed to know
whole
they're
bunch
like,
of people
quote, unquote,
behind me, I'll pull up because I don't want to hold up everybody else.
Sure.
Sure.
But like the other day, I went to McDonald's. Actually, it was a little while ago. I went to McDonald's. They're like, "Hey, can you pull up?" And if you order, quarter pounder, double quarter pounder, they cook that. They say they cook that fresh, right? So that you always have to wait. But I always get it special ordered so that I know it's cooked fresh. Because
Okay.
if you order it special ordered, it can't be pre-made.
Right. I knew some people
So-
who would get like fries with no salt, so then
Yeah.
they knew that they were fresh fries.
So
What do you
yeah,
mean by special ordered?
I just get like just no pickles and no onions. So like it can't be pre-made.
It's not a prepackaged thing. It's
right.
I
They
see
have
what
to.
you're saying.
They have to make it.
Yeah.
But so I understand, like, if there's a bunch of people behind me, I'll pull forward.
Sure.
The other day I went to McDonald's for breakfast and got a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, the meal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and a Coke.
Run of the mill.
Right. It's not like, and I got a Coke. I didn't get a coffee where they made me
Right.
out of coffee and
Brew
they got to
it,
make more
whatever.
coffee.
Yeah.
And they're like, they handed me my drink and said, can you pull forward? I went, no. And they're like, what? And I'm like, there's nobody in the line behind me.
Right.
I'm not pulling forward just so you can make your time.
Yes. That's
I was
exactly
gonna say
what
because
it is.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I-
exactly what it is.
I don't
I told you
know.
Burger King told me not to pull forward from the first one to the second one until they waved me out the window forward. I was like,
Yeah, the one in Brooksville.
okay. So I just pulled forward, and they go, "Did they ask you not to come forward?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Oh," and they like just closed the window. Like, I know the scheme that you're running here.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know the culture of the other ones, but my ex-girlfriend, she used to work at Starbucks, Taco Bell. People would get fired if their time goes over.
Yeah.
Now, granted, every other fast food could just be because of bad marks.
No, it's the same thing. Yeah.
So, oh, it is the same thing for everything.
Oh, I don't know about fired, but like.
They get let go.
The managers
It's
will
rough.
Yeah,
man.
it's
Fast food is
kind of
not a
like-
good culture at all. It's
Well,
terrible.
The whole restaurant business is not a good.
As
culture.
a whole, it's terrible.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But yeah, it's rough. So.
Yeah, but I love their face when I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Nobody's ever said that before.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's nobody behind me. I'm not pulling
Yeah,
forward.
it bothers me when you like say there's a special and what, buy 2 for $3 or whatever, and you get that and then they don't have any made.
Right.
It's like I get like maybe more people are ordering that, but you should have that many more on standby
Sure.
to fulfill
Yeah.
that special. You know, so
Well, that's like the Wendy's in it now. If you don't live in Inverness, you're not going to understand this. The Wendy's in Inverness, they'll have you pull forward. And I looked at the girl the other day. She said, "Can you pull forward?" I said, "For what?"
yeah,
And she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Nobody can get out of this drive-through
right.
until I leave."
Especially when you have like a trailer.
Like,
on,
because
like,
it- well, no, no,
pull
but
forward,
it is-
nobody can get around you.
No, the Wendy's in Inverness. I don't know if you've ever been to that
Don't
one.
it go like right to the road or something?
Yeah,
Oh.
and there's no. It's
Oh yeah,
not
it leads
like,
to the road.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah,
to get
there's
it.
no like you can't pull off in the park because there's no parking lot like to pull
pull off.
into.
It
They
goes
literally pull you forward in the
into
line.
the road. Yeah.
And I'm like, why would I pull forward? Nobody. And the greatest part was finally I just went, you know what? I'll pull forward. It's fine. I had the trailer on the back. I made sure that I stopped with the trailer right in front of the
In
window.
front of the window, so nobody could
So
get it.
it still, it still didn't let them make their time.
You're
I
not
was
gaining
like,
anything.
oh, you want to play this game with me? Fine. I'm just gonna stop right here.
Yeah, they just had to remove the time thing altogether. Like it's such a stupid
No, don't
system.
do that. Don't do that.
Nothing's changed anyway.
Don't do that because then they'll really.
They
take
get
their time.
around the time.
Right, they get around it.
I was gonna say nothing changes.
Well, yeah, but at least they're in somewhat of a hurry. Like, if there's no time limit, you're not going to get your food very
I
quickly
guess
at all.
it's that hard spot between like someone's job versus someone's like just the convenience
and
of it
it's-
all.
You have an individual cooking all the stuff, and they just put it in like the warmers, so it's literally there on standby.
A lot
and
of it, yeah.
The people that
Yeah, a
make
lot
it
of it,
just
yeah.
have to assemble it.
Yeah, fries
I
and
just don't
nuggets
know
and all
what's
that jazz.
difficult about keeping just your quantity
know,
of
man.
it. That's
And
all
what
it
is it? I know there's a whole documentary on it. I've never watched it. Like, what? McDonald's needs to get an LED sign that when their ice cream machine isn't working,
Oh, yeah.
that just says it's not working.
that light bulb will burn out,
because
brother.
I guess
And they would stay on.
I have literally jumped curbs to get out of the McDonald's line because I pull up and all I want is a milkshake and they don't have it.
Nope.
They're like, sorry, we don't have anything.
Shamrock shake when
And
they're in
it-
season.
And I just drive
Forgot
over.
Shamrock shakes.
Yeah.
I will drive over the curb to get out of there. I'm like, nope, that's all I came here for.
Yeah.
No.
It just makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something
I know it
there's
shouldn't.
something weird with their things. 'Cause-
No, it's like there's one company that provides it.
yeah,
and-
it has
and
to be
only-
that person
company
can
has
or
to come
technician
fix it.
come out. Yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah.
this whole
I've
thing.
also heard that they have to like clean it every like shift change. Or
It's a
whatever,
daily
like,
thing.
Like at night before they close, they have to clean it, and instead of like running it, having to clean it, they just don't even like get it going.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
maybe.
don't know. That's what I've heard. I don't know.
No,
I
sure,
don't
sure,
know.
sure.
Who knows? I know there's a whole documentary
But I
on
mean, there's
Netflix about it.
technicians that can fix it. Like,
Right, but it has to come from. That's the thing. That's
Yeah, you have to be an
the
authorized.
that's the
technician.
game they run.
I
is
know, but-
it has to be from that company
right, but
to come and fix it.
but from like a revenue standpoint, like I'm not going to put your machine in my store if you can't. In my restaurant if you cannot provide the the maintenance on it or
You would think.
whatever.
But most
'Cause I'm not
people
making
probably go,
money when
yeah.
it's down and you can't fix it properly in time. So
I wonder if it's some like weird backwards like marketing, scheme.
Oh no, they're probably thinking.
Like, oh,
why-
let's go to McDonald's, see if their thing is working.
They're probably
You know?
thinking when.
they only make the only like fryer that they use. In order to get the fryer, you have to get the ice cream machine too, or something.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah,
bundle
something
deal.
crazy. Yeah.
Oh no, I meant from McDonald's point of view. Like they allow that in their restaurants because it's become a gimmick now. It's this
Yeah.
whole thing, and it pushes people to go and check it out,
Yeah.
and then some weird
Yeah.
backwards.
But I'm gonna be
marketing type
honest
deal.
with you now. After buying that combo meal at McDonald's, I can go sit down at a restaurant for the same price.
Yeah, you got to play that
Yeah.
a la carte. You got to do that.
Yeah,
Bundle deal.
it's stupid
Or the
expensive.
dollar menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even have dollar menu.
They only have, it's the $1.99.
It's just the value
now.
menu.
Yeah,
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 the
or the
value menu.
value menu. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
The good old days, far behind us.
All right, so let's jump into this question here. Kind of interesting. Jordan, you got the question still, or you need me to? Well, so we
Yeah,
can ask it the way we. He's like, yeah.
oh, so that was the question. Your favorite fast
Yeah,
food?
I wanted to see what your favorite fast food restaurant was. We just went off on a tangent.
This
like
whole
mayonnaise and
time,
mustard.
we're
I'm like sitting here waiting for the question.
You answered the question.
We've been talking for 15 minutes, and this whole time you've been waiting for the question.
We veered off quickly.
Yeah, that was a rabbit. We chased that rabbit real fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, so the question we have is
Blisters on his pads.
that we had talked about was is Christianity anti-science?
That's right.
That was the question, the topic, I guess, at hand, which it really is. I think it's come up more lately for some reason. I don't know why all of a sudden it's coming up quite a bit.
I don't know. Yeah, and maybe it's just like the culture that we're in. Like the schools are pushing things harder now that are
maybe.
either quote unquote opposite to what Scripture says, which it never is, but or depending on what we're talking about, evolution is opposite of what Christians.
Well, let me put it this way:
Christianity says.
this may, I don't know, this may get us kicked off the channel for this episode, but whatever.
Who cares?
We're not getting paid for it anyway.
We're getting tallied.
So,
you know,
yeah,
we've already have a plenty.
Give me a demerit. Who cares?
Yeah, yeah. Sure. We already have detention for 2
Let me
days.
put it this way: let me speak for myself. As a Christian, Christianity is anti-stupid science. When you can't even define what a man and a woman, biological male and a biological female is, I am anti that because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But Christians are not anti-science.
Right. It's the science that tries to disprove purpose
Right.
behind creation.
Sure.
That is stupid science.
Right.
Figuring out the process of water is not stupid science, you know. But like you're saying, like identity, things of that
Yeah,
nature.
to better understand an element or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Like,
At its core, what is created.
yeah.
Yeah, and that. But,
not to change not changing the design of something, but better knowing something.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And the thing is that people say that, and there was probably a time where Christians were kind of anti-science because, I mean, science is literally looking for the answers to the physical world.
Right.
I mean, that's really what science does. It tries to answer the questions of the physical world. So I'm sure that there was a time, and I probably should have done a little more looking up and stuff, but like I'm sure there was a time where a lot of people that were Christians just dismissed science because most scientists, I mean, let's be honest, the truth of the matter is most scientists, not all, most scientists are in it to try to prove that God doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But if you go back and look at the people that made the major discoveries in science, every one of them were Christians. You know, I mean, the one that points, the one that sticks out. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like Isaac Newton was a Christian. And I mean, so that's the one that just kind of popped out of my head is Isaac Newton. But like the guy that found gravity, the theory of gravity, which isn't a theory anymore, but
It's
that had gravity, like he was a Christian. So no, Christians don't. But I think the reason that you get the animosity between the science world and the Christian world is because, unfortunately, scientists don't want to admit that everything they find points back to God.
Yeah.
I mean, everything points back to him, and they're going, well, that can't be right. I mean, it's like anything else. You know, if you're trying to find a way not to admit there's a God, you're going to try to do everything you can to disprove that. And the more they try to disprove it, the more they prove it.
Yeah,
Right.
so Isaac Newton did discover the law of gravity.
Right.
Gregory Mendel, genetics. Louis Pasteur, germ theory and vaccination. And Michael Faraday, electromagnetism.
Faraday, yeah.
Faraday, yep.
Oh, that's funny. What did Pasteur do?
Germ theory and vaccination.
Interesting. He's credited with a quote saying, "A little science distances you from God, but a lot of science brings you closer to Him."
Yeah, I know. Look, I don't know for certain, and they may have scrubbed the internet of the quote, but I know that I had heard somebody say that Stephen Hawking at one point had quoted that everything up to now, science had proven that there had to be a he wouldn't admit that it was God, a creator, and now science job is to prove that that's not true.
That's actually what I'm trying to find.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
I tried to find it. I can't find it. I have
not?
heard that. I've read that. I don't know. But, I mean, that's what science is trying to do, right? I mean, think about all these people that try to disprove God and end up And sorry, I got distracted. There's a guy in a kayak, and it looked like it was sinking. So I was trying to see if we were going to have to help
Almost
him.
did a
But
surf
I don't think it is. I think he's all right.
We're gonna actually be in the lake today.
Good gracious. But, I mean, it's sitting low in the water, so I was a little concerned for a second there.
Incredible.
But the more they try to disprove it, the more they actually prove it.
Yeah.
And a lot of scientists, I mean, think about some of the major people that have set out to disprove Christianity or to prove it to be false that have then turned into and become followers of Christ.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's not a scientist, but I had talked about him in youth last night. There's a guy on TikTok, Instagram, social media like that. He makes a lot of short form videos. His name is Taco Talks. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. But every once in a while, his format that he does videos in is that it's him talking like to himself. You know, he's just playing characters. And he's always in opposition. It's person here having a question about the Bible and is opposed to it, and then he responds to those questions. That kind of how it goes. And the whole thing was this one video I was watching was about science, like literally what we were just talking about. And he is like, well, one, you have to understand the Bible's not a science book. It's not a textbook.
Right.
But the things that it says that's in regard to science always agrees with what science has found out. Like you take, he gave a couple examples, but the two that I remember from his video is that, say in the Old Covenant, circumcision is a sign of the covenant, stuff like that. God mandated to where, hey, do it on the 8th day. And the guy goes like, why does that matter? Why does that prove science? He goes, well, on the 8th day, you have an influx of vitamin K in the body that allows for blood clotting, things like that. They didn't know that back then.
Right.
But that's why we know that's why that happened, because if they had done it prior to that, the baby would have bled out.
Right.
Whereas because of the spike of vitamin K, in God's knowledge, because he knows his creation, knows that they would have been fine. You know, stuff like that. And then the other one he brought up was like the flat Earth versus not flat Earth, all that jazz.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
Which we did,
a while
right?
ago.
And I was just reminded of the fact of like it's so stupid, and I mean stupid, to assert that the Bible says the Earth is flat when it doesn't. You know, like nowhere in the Bible ever affirms that the Earth is flat, and yet you have all these people relying on science and quote unquote. Not that it's the common, belief, from an atheist point of view that the Earth is flat. But people can just misinterpret and say things that the Bible's saying when it's just not saying that. Bottom line is that whenever we're talking about science, if the Bible makes a comment toward it, it always agrees with what we know.
Right.
Like nothing is disproved in science.
As in, there's no way that the Earth could have completely flooded and had a global flood.
Right. But then they find
seashells on the top of
Mount
these
Everest
mountains.
and all these different things.
Like, it's almost like there was a flood.
Right.
Because you have these sea creatures that are on top of the Earth.
Right. Or like there couldn't be, the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah because of how it all went down. And then you go to the area that would have been at, and there's huge sulfur deposits that match the description of what the Bible describes.
There's no way that God turned somebody into a pillar of salt.
Right. And then you find salt deposits all over that place where
in
it's
that one
nowhere
spot,
near.
yeah.
It's like, come on, y'all. Like, use your brain.
Yeah, well,
Ironically,
and there's
use
no
your brain.
way that Moses struck the rock and water came out.
Sure.
And then they find the
Like
rock.
the location.
Right.
And you can tell that water caused that rock
and
to
there's
split.
corrosion
And then,
all that jazz. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so. I think a lot of times Christians shy away from science. Not that they're anti-science, but they shy away from it. Or I think that people that are, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe the right people that are anti-Christian or anti-God will rely fully on science to explain things.
Right.
Even though almost I know this isn't science, but it is a science. Archaeological digs. 90% of what they find in the Bible, they go and they find it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's where they found it. They used the Bible to pinpoint these
They
places.
set out and they did.
Right.
And that's for history. That's for science. That's all these different things.
Yeah. So it's not that Christians are anti-science. I just think that it's I think it's more that science is anti-Christian.
Yeah.
I think it's the other way around more
Yeah.
than the other way.
Right. And you look like you're about to read a verse, but before.
Well, I'm getting there, but not yet.
Okay, but before you do it, I think early on, like talking about like the Enlightenment period, all those different things, I think people were more so afraid because of the unknown of, people are going to science instead of God, and that created a natural opposition
Right.
toward it. And then on the last thing you said about sometimes Christians just don't know things. Sometimes we're afraid to talk about things or think it's wrong if we just don't understand it.
Right.
But that's both sides.
Yeah.
That's not just on a Christian point of view. That's certainly not just on an atheist point of view. Like, I've been looking into more of like carbon dating, all of that stuff.
You know what throws off carbon dating?
Natural events.
A mass extinction event.
Yeah.
Like a global flood.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's part
Right.
of it. Like think corrosion happens and you have all these different things that have outside sources, or if
You
there's
have
any
upheaval
slight
from the bottom to the
contamination
top.
for it, right? All these different things. Because I've been a number of years ago in youth, there was a golly, it must have been like the first or second year I was here. There was I can't remember who it was now. You know the guy. He did a thing in one of the churches
Brian.
nearby. Yeah. And he talked about evolution and brought forward the evidence as to why these fossil records that are used as supplement material for the proof of evolution is really just assumption.
Right.
Like there's nothing concrete. Like we have all these skeletons. You have 16 bones out of the 200 plus or whatever it is. All these different things.
Like the
You
whole
have-
basis of evolution is the
Right.
missing link, which was Lucy, and everything they found on Lucy
Could fit in a
literally
plastic
fits in
bag
it.
or a
No,
paper
it fits
bag.
in a little paper lunch sack.
Yeah. The
Like,
small
and
ones.
the the lunch sack.
Yeah.
Like not my lunch sack, which
No,
would be
no.
a full size paper bag, but a lunch
like a public
sack.
school lunch sack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how did you get to there from that?
Right, exactly.
Like
Or-
that's the question.
Or like on the human skull, like they will say, oh, these Neanderthals and all these this bridge species, to
Right.
where people came from or whatever. They have like the extended brow and all that kind of stuff, but biologically we know that the only part of the skull that continues to grow is the brow.
Right.
You look in Genesis; these guys are living 300, 400, 500, 600
Right.
years old. Of course, they're gonna have a bigger brow.
And
you
bigger
just probably
ears.
just found
You
Joseph.
Did you know your ears don't ever stop growing?
Yep.
And your nose.
And your nose.
In your nose. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, but you find all these skulls
I'm
and
just
stuff, right? You find all these bone fragments that quote unquote prove a bridge species, but all you've done was prove Genesis to be true.
Right.
It's funny, like they use all these things as catalysts for what to prove what they're saying when all they're doing is proving Scripture correct.
Yeah, or they do. Let's be honest. Sometimes science does what some Christians do. They will take something out of context to make it fit the narrative they want it to fit.
Right.
Like, okay, well, the Earth must be millions and millions and millions of years old because look at the Colorado River. Look how long it would have taken the Colorado River to carve the Grand Canyon.
Sure.
Or it could have been that there was a sudden onset of water
Yeah.
that carved it in a matter of hours.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll do you
Enough
one
water
better.
to flood the earth.
right.
Yeah.
Almost like there was a global flood that
Sure.
flooded all the way up.
Right. I'll do you one better. With creation, say when Adam got here, blipped in. I mean, it's the general belief that he was an adult when he got here.
Right.
Call it 30. If you were to do a scan and like an autopsy on him at the time he was created, it would have returned saying that he was in his 30s, even though he was just created literally a moment
Right.
ago. And this is what a lot of atheists, I don't think, understand about what we believe. I was talking to a kid a long time ago about creation and all these different things. And he's like, where did all these animals come from then? I'm like, God made them. And then and he paused and he goes, do Christians believe that God made everything as it is? I'm like, yeah. Like, why is that shocking? Like, why does everything have to have like this big evolutionary
Right.
jump and all this kind of stuff? And he was mind blown.
Right.
Like, I would comfortably say that if carbon dating as it is accurate and it puts it as X amount of billion years old, whatever, there's nothing to say that God didn't just make the world at its
old.
maturity,
Right.
and that's how it was.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to have an explanation and start all this lore stuff about the creation
Right, like you
when
said,
it could just made at maturity? That's just what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if God can make a man who is much more complex than, say, a tree,
Sure.
right, as far as the
The inner
increments
workings and
of-
all that. Yeah.
If he can make a man, create a man at 30 years old from the moment he creates him, why can't he make a tree that's 100 years old when he
Right.
creates it? Now, I mean, that's not to say that, that you have the gap theory and you have,
just about to
all
say,
those,
should
you
we
know, I
do
mean,
that?
you have all those things and that's fine.
Yep.
But,
Either way.
I mean, either way, it was created in 7 days
Right.
or 6 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the 7th day rest. But I mean, so just because it says, and that's the thing, that's not a hill I'm going to die on.
Right.
I don't care if God did 1 day every 100 years. I don't care. Like that doesn't, but it was still in a day. He created
Right.
man and woman in the same day.
Yeah.
Like, but just because he created, the animals, one day doesn't mean that he didn't wait 100 years to create people.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But the other side of it is maybe he just created everything at maturity.
Right.
And either way it doesn't change the fact he created everything.
And Jesus came, he died, and he
Right.
rose again.
That's exactly.
Yeah, the point of Genesis
Right.
is not necessarily how God created the world.
Right.
The point
It's
of Genesis
that he
is say,
did.
hey, is that he did, and then, hey, we have issues, we need a savior.
Yeah.
That's how we get there. you know?
Right.
But it's the ones that want to go a little deeper. That's kind of like the
Yeah.
fun in it, if you will.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not the changing of anything. It's just
And I think that aggravates people because sometimes there just isn't something deeper.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
sometimes we're fighting and striving to understand something that it's just not important.
Yeah, and so.
but
and-
interesting.
And I've
Interesting
heard
nonetheless,
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
heard the
but not
the-
life changing necessarily.
I've heard the statement like science and Christianity don't agree. Well, that's not true.
Sometimes
Science and
science
Christi-
doesn't agree.
Right. Sometimes
I'm gonna tell you a
Science is
story here in a
something
second.
very- Oh,
well,
okay, wait.
sometimes science and Christianity don't agree on how something came to be.
Right.
It's not that they disagree that, hey, this is true. It's that they there's nobody can deny that humans are multi-celled, complex organisms.
Right.
Where science and Christianity disagree is that science says that we evolved over thousands of millions of years into
Right.
what we are, where Christianity says no, God just created us that way.
Right.
And it's just there's no. So I think we've talked about this before, but like I think oftentimes people mistake evolution for adaptation. You're going to adapt to the environment that you're in.
Right.
So it's not evolution because evolution says we went from a single cell organism all the way up to what we are now. The problem with that theory is that there's nothing in between.
Yeah.
There's single cell organisms
And there's
and
complex multi-cell organisms.
complex multi-cell. There's no 2-cell, there's no 3-cell, there's no 4-cell, there's no
Right. There's
like-
nothing bridging that
Right,
gap.
there's nothing to
between
bridge the gap.
A ton and one.
And normally you can shut somebody down and they'll usually get mad and go, I don't want to talk about this anymore because I don't want to argue about it. When you look at them and go, the problem is based on and you use their own argument against them.
Yeah.
Based on your argument for science to be true or for a particular theory or for a particular part of, whatever you want, discipline of science for that to be true, it has to be what? There's two things it has to be, observable and repeatable.
Yeah.
Well, if evolution is true, then it has to be observable and repeatable, and evolution is neither one of those things.
Right.
Because if that was true, then there would still be evolution happening today. But then they try to point at adaptation
Well,
as evolution,
And
and
then
that's
it's
not what
happened
it
over
is.
millions of years, so we wouldn't even see but the most minute change
Right.
in evolution.
But it
Right.
would still be happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, through conversations I've had, they would say that evolution is just adaptation, but over the course of millions of years.
Right.
But the second thing is that people would say that. I heard one person say that everyone's going to end up as a lobster or a crab or something.
Oh wow.
They- that-
Crustacean.
like that's the cap of it.
We're all
or-
going to be tasty.
Yeah, put me with butter. But as far as a bridge species goes, and I don't know if I ever talked about that on the podcast. I can't remember now. I can't differentiate now which conversations we've had
Oh, yeah.
on air
Been
or
too
off
many.
air. I know.
Yeah.
But like a mud skipper would be that bridge species because it
yes.
was a fish turning into a land animal,
Or God just made it that way.
or just got made that way. Exactly. It's like, why is it
To
easier
survive in
to
the environment
believe?
in which
Like
it's found.
sometimes,
Right,
You
right.
ever look at animals and be like, I think God was just playing around with that one.
Absolutely.
Like a platypus.
100%.
God was like, you know what?
That's like the token
let
example.
me give him something to
Yeah,
just something
let
to
them think about. Yeah,
There
yeah,
you go.
No, because they
Or
have
aardvark.
but they have a
Yeah.
design and a purpose.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I
Right.
like sometimes I think God was like, watch what I can do.
No,
you know
no,
what I'm
100%.
saying? Like,
But like, I'm like, how do you look at a mud skipper? Why is it easier for you to believe
Yeah.
that it's from one thing going to the next instead of maybe it just was made that way?
yeah, it's
Like,
like,
why is it easier to believe something more complex
There's so much more design
than something
and
just
purpose.
Right.
basic and
Yeah,
simple?
there's design and purpose all around
Right.
us.
Yeah.
Like I always
Well,
say,
it's-
it takes a lot more
Frank-
faith to be an
well,
Take
atheist.
man
That's
out of
like-
take man out of the picture. Everything works perfectly.
yeah.
Right.
In nature.
Frank Turk said one time, I just don't have enough faith to be an atheist.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I really
He's
do
not
agree
wrong.
with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep,
Because
that's
that's wild.
absolutely
It's like
true.
watching Star Trek and going, yeah, that's real.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was going to tell you. So
What?
scientists had like kind of stamped or sealed a time in history where they believed that birds evolved into, well, whatever it was evolved into birds.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Dinosaurs.
they just found like footprints of a bird that dates like 20 million years prior to when they said that it even evolved into them. So it's like they're like backpedaling now. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like
That's all it is.
it's kind of like stop while you're ahead, because the more you discover, the more you're gonna like disprove what you.
Well, see, and that's my argument a lot of times for people that want to argue for science. And listen, science is great. It's brought us, antibiotics and there's downsides of that stuff too. But it's brought us where we are. However, my argument to those people is always, the thing is, science changes daily. You know what doesn't change? God. That never changes. Like from the very beginning of what we believe and have faith of when God created, nothing changed in God from then till now.
Right.
Science has changed from yesterday to today.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say that you don't discover new things and you don't figure new things out, but oh, wait a minute, we were wrong.
Right.
Never once did you go, oh, you know what? We were wrong about God. He's
Right.
It's
never
consistent.
changed.
Yeah.
Like nothing has been found where they're like all Christians like backpedal now. We're
Right.
like, hold on, we gotta explain
Oh,
this.
wait a minute, we were wrong. Wait,
Right.
found
There's
this.
actually
all of us
4
have been
people.
wrong on this. We got to back. Hold on.
Everything just builds onto each other
Right.
perfectly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saying that about the dinosaurs and the birds and stuff like that reminds me of that Pasteur quote, the gene scientist or the vaccine scientist, that he said that a little bit of science puts you away from God, but a lot of science brings you closer to Him.
Right.
Because what do we just find out?
Right.
A little bit of science says
Oh, they're
dinosaurs
here.
turn into birds.
Yeah.
No birds exist prior. A lot of science says actually
Oh, a lot sooner than you thought.
what we just discovered
Yeah,
was
right.
Yeah,
A lot of people go, well, what, were dinosaurs real? Sure.
yeah, absolutely.
And the funny thing is, read through the Bible.
Yeah.
You'll find little things that kind of describe what a dinosaur looks like.
Read Job.
In Isaiah.
Yeah.
Ezekiel.
Isaiah. Yep. All of them. Yeah.
I mean, all those
Leviathan,
stories
Behemoth,
of people
all that
fighting dragons and yeah. Like they had to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
They had to come from somewhere.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, those old stories of the knight slaying the dragon. They didn't just come up with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like somebody saw something that they called a dragon.
You have
Creatures and-
Yeah.
there's it was an old. This is more of a history thing than a science thing. It was I think in Mayan culture or Inca culture, there are coins that they had. Some of them were imprinted with what we would recognize as a stegosaurus, the long necks.
The brontosaurus,
Or-
big ones, or the
the big
ones with
ones.
spikes?
Brachiosaurus.
No spikes, smooth. Littlefoot from
Yeah.
Oh,
Land Before Time.
Brachiosaurus or brontosaurus.
Okay.
Brontosaurus, Brachiosaurus.
They keep
something like
changing the names on them too.
I know.
I'm
I
just
know.
Stop.
that. Yeah.
I like how Littlefoot.
It's like, oh,
got us
Pluto's a
over.
planet. No, it's not. Wait a
I saw the
minute.
same-
Hold on.
Yeah.
I saw the same thing with like fur all over it too. So I'm like, whoa, when did
Yeah, now they think they all had. Now they think
Yeah, I
they
was
had
gonna say now they
feathers.
don't
Like,
look the same anymore. Yeah.
I think they just need something to do.
You gotta change. Yeah, they get bored. I think.
No,
yeah.
I think it's I need more grant money. I gotta come up with
Yes.
something. That's what I think it is.
Keep
But
digging, boys.
the
digging.
Mayans had them, or Incas, or that civilization had them on their coins before we ever had an understanding of what they could have possibly look like.
Ah,
And it's like, huh,
where we got that from?
interesting. Because
Right.
suddenly history disproves science, and that's interesting
Yeah.
in itself.
Yeah, it's just I hate the argument because Christians don't not believe in science.
Right.
Now
We definitely
there's a
don't.
lot of things that science says that we're like, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
But we may disagree with science, but science actually helps us prove our point.
Yeah.
99% of the time, science ends up proving the Bible correct.
Yes.
Or the mission or the agenda of modern science, what
Right.
they're trying to accomplish or prove or whatever, we also may not
Agree with. Right.
But the foundation of science and what it means and what it
God
does.
created science.
Right.
Like, he did it.
Yeah.
Like, if you go through, Jordan was talking about, like, talking about the circumcision at 8 days. But even if you go through the Levitical law, like a lot of the food laws. Now, the Pharisees went nuts with it, but the law that God gave them.
Yeah.
So if you look at it,
yeah.
not only did it set them apart from everybody else, but it also, and I think we've talked about this,
Yeah.
I'm sure before, but like he said, don't eat pork. Now later he said, arise, kill, and eat. But if you ate bacon every day, for all of your life,
You'd be in bad shape.
you'd be in bad shape. Plus, I mean, you think about where they are, you know, like you don't eat shellfish, you don't eat, like, well, there was only one way to get those things, and that was, not to mention, we also know now that, like, oysters, if they're not in the right kind of water, the things that are in them, so, like, he was, I don't know how to say this any other way, but he was scientifically teaching them something they didn't know.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know that.
He's preserving them.
And
as
look, I'll
people.
say this, dude. The first person that opened a scallop or an oyster and went, I could eat that, that dude was hungry.
Same people.
All right? Because
Or on something.
that dude was hungry.
Same thing with our.
But, like, if you look at the, well, yeah, but if you look at the things, the
Starvation.
laws, the food
Leprosy.
laws that God gave them,
Yeah.
they're all now because of modern science. We realize,
Why?
oh, these are good. These aren't good for you to do every day. You know, it's not good to eat oysters and scallops every day, you know, and lobster and crab and those things every day. You got to eat them at certain times, and you know, so it's almost like God knew what He was doing.
Yeah. I will say, just to correct something that I had said, apparently the dinosaurs on the coins or on the stones or whatever was actually a hoax. So we don't actually have proof of
that
stones or things like that being like that yet. Just to correct, because I don't want to lead someone into thinking that there was that was the thing. Just to correct that.
But it does talk about dinosaurs.
It does.
They don't call them dinosaurs because that's not what they were called.
That
back
word
then.
A lot
wasn't
of that goes
invented
into
back
that
then.
translation too.
Right.
Lost in translation.
Well, dinosaur was a term that was 18 something was when it was first like derived, coined, ironically. Yeah, well, you know. But like you read in Job and talks about, was it Leviathan that has his head soaring above the trees and his tail is thick of was it cedar trees or something like that. I can't remember how it puts it, but the idea is that it's this giant long-necked dinosaur, effectively. You have Behemoth, or maybe it was Behemoth that was described like that, but you have Behemoth.
And you have the Leviathan, I think in Daniel.
Yeah, the sea serpent and all these different things. You know, like you have all these different descriptions of what we would in modern day call a dinosaur. Like, I mean, they did exist. We do agree with that.
Well,
we agree with truth. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. And there's a lot of even Christians with, you know, within science that disagree on some things. Some people believe in Pangea, some people don't. Some people believe
Forgot
in
about Pangea.
Yeah. And some people believe in the gap theory. Some people believe it was literally a day. But here's the thing. None of that matters.
Right.
Like, unfortunately, we let it matter.
Conversation pieces.
Yeah, unfortunately, we let it
talk
matter.
about.
And I think it's really just
Fun to
because
talk
we
about.
like to argue, so we like to take sides.
Sure.
Like,
We need a line
we
to
need
be on
something.
one side or the other.
Yeah, we need something, right? But
I think that kind of goes hand in hand with what Wes Huff said. Is I'm not gonna scream what the Bible whispers.
Yeah.
right.
I
To where
love
it's
that
like,
quote, bro.
Yeah,
Love
to where
it.
it's, you know,
I need it on a t-shirt.
it's there, but let's not spend too much time on it.
Let's
if you
not
will.
major in the minors.
Yeah.
We've said that.
Right.
many
Right.
times.
Right.
Like, don't major in the minors.
Yeah.
So, but no, I would adamantly disagree with anybody that made the statement that Christians don't like or what was, I don't even remember how they worded it.
Christians don't agree with
That
science, I
Christians
think.
don't agree with
Science,
science.
No.
That's not true. The only science we don't agree with is stupid science. Things like, you know, there's no such thing as a biological male or a female.
Yeah.
Like, if you are a scientist and you can't define what a biological male
playing
is,
God.
then you need to find another job.
Right. Or an unborn child is not a human yet.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
An unborn child.
Maybe there's nothing else to look into anymore, so they're just.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it.
If you ever really want to go on a deep dive, go into Planned Parenthood and start finding out some of the things that they started as.
I was gonna say how it started like a racist
as-
thing.
Well, that too, but
I mean, evolution the
what's
same
one
way.
of the propaganda they started putting out, so
Yeah.
that people that like now you hear people scream, well, it's just a clump of cells.
Right. So are you. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And
Right,
like,
what's the
oh,
difference?
It's just a parasite that's leeching off its mother.
Yeah.
Parasite.
You're a parasite on.
But if they can dehumanize it,
Sure.
then they can. And that we're getting off on a rabbit trail. that
I'll
we'll
say-
be
Kevin,
forever
you're
if we
such a
don't end it.
disease.
Oh, Home Alone somehow made it to this
somehow
podcast. But yeah.
Nostalgia.
Oh,
All right.
But hey, let's. I'm sure we've gone over the time we expected to go over, so whatever. It doesn't.
It's easy for us, I think.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, let's go ahead and get on up out of here. So, anybody want to?
I'll do it. I'm getting nodded at to do it, so I got it.
George's gonna pray us out, and we'll try to do better next time. But hey, listen, if y'all, I mean, one of the hardest things for us to do is come up with kind of topics to talk about. Only because there's so many, but we want to make sure that it's a relevant topic.
Yeah.
So if y'all got any topics you want to talk about or something like that, just shoot us. Or maybe you got a question or something. We had a long conversation on Sunday with several different people about Judas. So.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That went from Sunday
Wow.
school to my house.
How did I?
Really?
Yeah, we
Oh,
kept
wow.
on talking about it after.
But
What a wild turn of events in that Sunday school class, man. What a wild turn of events.
But
At the
it's
very
good,
end,
but
too.
that's
I
it's
know,
good conversation
I know.
to have. Like it makes
It is.
makes you dig into scripture.
Well, that's
and
another
really
reason to
kinda
come to
look
Sunday
at it.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a good reason to come
Yes.
to Sunday school.
So
So Kyler, Trevor, Hannah, Courtney, Jen, Pedro, Crystal. If Kim listens, does Kim listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
Kim, what do you want us to talk about? Put it in the comments, either Spotify or YouTube. Write it down.
yeah, somebody give us some ideas.
That way we
and
can
stuff, so,
talk about it. Yeah.
We want to make sure we're talking about things that people want to know about.
Or you just
so.
hear
Exactly.
about onion rings more.
Yeah, that or we can talk about hunting, fishing, and Pokemon. I mean, you know.
Ooh,
Listen, I could do several podcasts on hunting and how that works, and you know.
Carl said I'm
fishing
fired
and-
up.
He's what?
Fired up like Charizard.
You should have seen Carl's face light up when I just said Pokemon.
Yeah, he went, ooh.
So, all right, Jordan, pray us out of here before we get too deep in the weeds over here.
Got it.
We'll catch y'all next time.
Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for a wonderful time, Lord. Thank you for opportunities we get to talk about you and talk about your word and just how we interact with the world, Lord, and just go about doing your business, Lord, and growing your kingdom. Lord, I want to pray that as we finish out the day and go into this evening and the weeks to come, Lord, that you just continue to bless us and guide us and direct us in the way you want us to go. And Lord, I pray that as we're on that path, that we continue to reflect who you are honestly and just correctly. But Lord, we love you tremendously. We thank you for it all. We pray for all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.